Wally was a wombat. He was a round and furry wombat. He lived in a cozy burrow deep under the ground. His burrow was snug and safe, just right for a wombat like him. He had soft grass for a bed and smooth, earthy walls. Wally loved his burrow very much indeed. It was his special place, his very own home. He felt happy there, tucked away from the world outside. It was the best burrow a wombat could wish for. His home was in the big Australian bush. Tall gum trees reached for the bright blue sky. Their leaves whispered secrets when the wind blew. Kookaburras sat on branches, their laughter echoing all around. Cheep, cheep, went the little birds. The sun shone warmly through the leaves, making dappled patterns on the ground. Wally thought the bush was a beautiful place to live. He loved the smell of eucalyptus and damp earth. It was full of sounds and sights and wonderful things. Wally loved his home, yes he did, and he had many friends in the bush. There was Kimmy the kangaroo, who could hop ever so high. There was Coco the koala, who loved to munch on yummy gum leaves. And there was Kevin the kookaburra, who told funny jokes with his chuckling call. They played games together like hide and seek among the ferns. Wally enjoyed spending time with his bushmates. They shared stories and lots of sunshine, but sometimes, just sometimes, Wally felt a bit plain. He wasn't as flashy as some of his friends, he thought. Kimmy had such bouncy springs in her legs. Kevin had magnificent feathers and could soar through the air. Coco was an expert climber, so nimble and clever. Wally just waddled along with his strong, sturdy body. He wondered if being a plain waddling wombat was special enough. He wished he had something truly dazzling. One bright and sunny morning, Wally sat near his burrow. He watched his friend Kevin the kookaburra. Kevin swooped and soared high above the gum trees. He twisted and turned in the air with such wonderful grace. "Look at me, Wally," called Kevin, doing a loop-the-loop. Wally sighed a little wombat sigh. He couldn't fly, he couldn't even jump very high. His feet stayed firmly on the ground, always. He wished he could feel the wind under his, well, not wings, but something. Then along came Kimmy the kangaroo with her joey in her pouch, bowing, bowing, bowing. Kimmy hopped so very high over bushes and logs. She made it look so easy, so effortless and fun. "Hello, Wally," she called, bouncing past with a happy grin. Wally just waddled. He waddled here and he waddled there. His short legs were strong, but they were not made for big, bouncy hops. He felt a bit slow compared to speedy Kimmy. He wished he could leap like that. Even Coco the koala seemed extra special that day. Wally saw Coco high up in a tall eucalyptus tree. Coco was climbing with such skill, gripping the bark with her sharp claws. She munched happily on the freshest, greenest gum leaves. "These are delicious," Coco called down to Wally. Wally looked at the grass he usually munched. It was nice, but it wasn't as exciting as a treetop feast. He couldn't climb trees like Coco. He was too round and too heavy for that. Oh dear," sighed Wally softly to himself, his whiskers twitching. "I wish I could fly like Kevin, or hop high like Kimmy, or climb tall trees like Coco. What makes me special?" He felt a bit wobbly inside, like jelly on a plate. He looked at his reflection in a puddle. Just a round brown wombat stared back. Was being a wombat good enough? He truly wasn't sure at all. His heart felt a little bit heavy. Suddenly there was a great commotion in the bush. Squeaks and shouts filled the air. Little Leo the lizard was in terrible trouble. He had wandered too far from his sunny rock. Now he was stuck on the other side of a wide, deep gully. The gully had appeared after a big rainstorm, washing the earth away. Oh dear, Leo was very small, and the gully was very, very big for him. He looked tiny and scared over there. The gully was far too wide for little Leo to cross back by himself. He tried to jump, but it was no use at all. And oh no, big dark storm clouds were gathering in the sky. The wind began to whistle through the trees. A storm was coming, a big noisy storm. Leo shivered on his lonely patch of earth, looking very worried. His friends on the other side felt worried too. They had to help him, and quickly. Time was running out. Kevin the kookaburra tried to help first. He found a long, thin twig. "I'll fly this across for Leo to use as a bridge," he chirped bravely. He took off, but the wind was too strong now. It buffeted his wings and made him wobble. The twig slipped from his beak and tumbled down into the gully. Kimmy the kangaroo looked at the gap. She backed up for a big hop, but it was just too wide and too deep. She knew she couldn't make it. Coco the koala thought about climbing down one side and up the other, but Coco moved slowly and carefully. The storm was coming too fast. There wouldn't be enough time for Coco to reach Leo before the rain started to pour. All the friends looked at each other with anxious faces. What could they possibly do to save little Leo? The wind howled louder. Leo let out a tiny, frightened squeak from across the gully. Poor little Leo. Wally the Wombat looked at the wide gully. He looked at tiny, scared Leo on the other side. He looked down at his own strong, sturdy body. He wiggled his powerful shoulders. He looked at his sharp, broad claws, claws that were just perfect for digging deep into the earth. A little idea began to sprout in Wally's wombat brain. It was a very wombat-like idea, a digging sort of idea. He felt a little flutter of excitement, not worry. "I have an idea," Wally announced, his voice surprisingly firm. He waddled to the very edge of the gully. Then he started to dig. He dug and he dug. His strong front paws worked like busy shovels. Rich, brown soil flew up behind him in impressive sprays. His friends Kimmy, Coco and Kevin watched with wide eyes, completely amazed. Wally grunted with effort, but he kept on digging, deeper and deeper, his nose twitching with concentration. Wally dug, and soon he had made a tunnel. It was a strong, safe tunnel that went right under the scary gully. The tunnel was dark and earthy, just the way Wally liked it. It sloped gently downwards and then upwards again. It was a perfect wombat-made bridge, hidden from the wind and the coming rain. He pushed the last bit of soil out of the way on Leo's side. "All clear," he called, his voice muffled but happy. Little Leo the lizard didn't hesitate for a moment. He scampered quickly into the tunnel. He ran through the cool, dark passage Wally had made, and then pop! He appeared on the safe side, right next to Wally and his friends. Everyone cheered loudly. "Hooray for Wally!" they shouted. "You saved Leo!" Wally felt a warm, happy glow spread all through his round body. His digging was special. His strong body was special. He was a wonderful, helpful wombat. He smiled his biggest, proudest wombat smile.